Welcome to the Nitwitz podcast. I'm your host, Kolten. My co-hosts here today are David.
Yes, sir.
Talis.
Hey.
Jacob.
Yo.
And Eli.
What's up?
So, today we are all together for the first time at a new set at an undisclosed location. I don't want to say where that's at, but we are for the first time sitting at a table together. We can hold hands. Unfortunately, we can't sit behind our computer screens and jerk off anymore. But
I mean, we're definitely not in our parents' basement or anything.
yeah, definitely not. We've also got some new members here with us today. Talis, a.k.a. Uneducated Gaming, will be joining us from here on out. Tell us a little bit about yourself, buddy.
Hi, my name is Talis. I go by Uneducated Videos online. I make a lot of dumb shit posts.
Good content.
Yeah,
Great content.
Good content. I'm good old friends with the lads here, especially David. We've been friends for many years now, and I'm excited to be with the Nitwitz.
Cool, buddy. And someone who you really won't be seeing once we start recording or anything, but we do have a new kind of audio-visual guy who will be helping out, Cawlin. Or I don't know what any of your
guy?
socials are, so...
He's our IT guy. He's just the nerd.
I'm the guy in the chair. I'm in the back.
Yeah. So he'll be joining us from here on out, too. There's also a little bit of a downside to this new set. You might hear some squeaking in some of our podcasts every once in a while. You want to explain why that is, David?
So, we in our new set, unfortunately, in the ceiling, there are bats. All right. I don't like it, but at the time of day we do these podcasts where we record, it's night, so hopefully they should be out hunting.
But if you do hear them, think of them kind of like the mascot, you know?
Yeah. They're here for support.
We got the bat dude on our ceiling. It's okay.
Yeah.
Bat cave.
Bat cave.
Did anybody set a timer? I don't think I said. Did you set a timer over there?
Nobody told me to set
Hey, we'll be all right.
Okay.
We'll just go. We'll just go.
Shouldn't there be a timer on that?
We'll be all right.
Oh yeah, there's a timer on that.
Okay, let us know when we get to about an hour. I always forget to set a timer when we start these podcasts. Moving on to our.
You know what? We're just gonna throw in
I'm struggling here, bud.
We're just gonna throw in a shameless plug here.
It's not shameless. We're
It's
getting money
shameless.
for this shit.
It's shameless because we need to be able to buy new equipment. So y'all should go to w.gg and use code Nitwitz to get 10% off at checkout.
And that's Nitwitz.
And who wants to explain what the hell W is for our listeners out there? Anyone?
No one? All right,
one.
I'll do it. W is an amazing new energy drink. You can get it at w.gg. They do not have any of that jittery crap that you buy at the convenience store. It's not chalky and bland like some of those other really crappy powdered drink places that you get shit at. You know who you are.
It's definitely
They are also keto friendly.
it's definitely a powder, not like an actual buy a can.
And you can drink it. You can eat it. Snort it if you really want to.
That's my plan.
Yeah, screw it. Yeah, it's great stuff. So go and buy W. Use code Nitwitz, please. It'll help.
We're begging you.
Thank
Not
you.
really.
But yes.
All right, ending the shameless plug.
First topic, boys.
What is it?
Grizzly bears versus gorillas. Who wins?
All right, what gorilla are we talking about here?
Silverback.
What kind of? Oh yeah,
Grizzly bear, dumbass.
What's the location?
That's fine.
Are we on
On
gorilla
ice.
turf?
We're on
or-
ice.
We are
On ice?
we're
On
in a
ice.
like
On ice.
On ice.
Why is it a polar bear?
we're in a gym.
Grizzly.
We're in like a
gym?
We're in like a high school gym, and they've got the wrestling
Wrestling
mats
mat.
down.
Yes. You know what?
I think a grizzly bear would win.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go. I mean, you
I
gotta
would
think
say
about
too.
how big a silverback gorilla's arms are. That man's got melons for forearms.
I
Okay,
know,
look,
but-
look at a bear's arm too. It's the same.
Yeah, it's
Animals
But no.
has more
And the
mass.
size.
More mass.
I just feel like the fucking gorilla's gonna run up and RKO that grizzly bear, man.
I don't know, man, but you gotta think grizzly bear got
You-
big old claws, and it's
Yeah.
gonna chomp down with its jaw.
You have to also think about it this way: gorillas, don't like conflict. They will run.
Yeah, but this is not about like.
Well, he can't
conflict.
escape.
This is they are both intent on killing each other.
They're pissed off.
This is Mortal Kombat.
Somebody gave the bear ketamine and somebody gave the gorilla a line of coke.
Oh God.
Somebody gave the gorilla Dubby.
Somebody gave the gorilla dummy.
I mean, honestly,
I'm on
I'm gonna say gorilla. Like, I really think the gorilla will win.
I think the grizzly win. Now, also to be fair,
Team Grizzly.
grizzly. I think personally, you give me a nice stick with that I sharpened, I could beat both of them. Not at once.
Why not take
Give me a
on?
stick.
A stick?
Give me a sharpened stick.
You mean a spear?
No, because it's like I guess technically yes, but not metal, obviously. Give me a stick, a sharpened
Primitive.
stick.
A sharpened twig, gotcha.
I think I could kill a grizzly, or probably not. Maybe not a grizzly, but I think I could do a gorilla.
Are you?
No. Okay.
I mean,
I'll flip them around.
The gorilla's
I
gonna
think
tell
I-
you to mince meat.
I could kill because the gorilla has hands.
Yeah, you got hands.
I think I could kill a grizzly then.
they have better hands than linemen.
No,
yeah, but
even
Okay,
then.
realistically,
A
how many?
grizzly's got knives on its hands. There's a difference.
Yeah. Realistically, how many people would it take to just take out a grizzly? Like barehanded?
With a weapon or not?
Barehanded.
No, you're barehanded.
Barehanded?
Barehanded, just choke that thing out, man. Get on
I'll
his
one
back
up
and-
this.
You ever seen The Revenant?
I'll one up this. They're all trained MMA fighters. How many of them does it take?
I don't. Okay, hear me out. Trained MMA,
One.
they train against humans, not grizzlies.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Grizzly.
Unless their name is freaking, what is his name? Ricky Bobby. I mean, he tamed a mountain lion.
I'm about to say at a minimum probably 6. Because you're going to need 2 to distract and then 2 to take it from the back, 2 to take it from the side. And
just
eventually get it around the neck and just choke it out.
Choke it out.
That's your best bet.
get on his back and be like, go to sleep.
So then,
I'm gonna say 8.
I'd say 2, man.
2? It takes 2 MMA fighters to
One to
kill?
die, one to jump on his back.
one to distract, the other one to like actually.
Yeah.
Grizzly bears take a lot. Like, they're not.
Oh,
Okay.
Grizzly bears ain't no pushover.
Hey, bro,
Yeah.
Put the grizzly bear in a full
So
Nelson.
then what's the most dangerous animal you think you could kill with a sharpened stick?
With a sharpened
Well,
stick.
what is what?
What is the most dangerous animal you think you could destroy?
Okay, what are we saying by most dangerous? Like,
What's the battlefield for this? Is this like you have the advantages of nature, or is this just like the gym?
No, this is like a neutral, not like a gym. Like
Nature.
say I'm trying to like fight.
Plains.
Say I'm trying to like fight. Say I'm fighting a panther, right?
Yeah.
Its natural thing is a jungle,
Mm-hmm.
so it can like hide and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I think I could hide too. I'm just saying.
I don't.
Are we
I
talking
don't
like
think
legit
so.
creatures, or are we talking like mythological creatures as well?
We'll just stick to like actual creatures. Like, what's the most dangerous?
Actual creatures.
Okay, so by creatures, do you mean like? Because the most dangerous creatures are actually usually like really, really fucking small.
We'll say like
Like a little bitty octopus, man.
Yeah,
They kill, like
35 people.
yeah. You just gotta poke it with
Well,
a little bit.
you know what I mean. All right, like bottom line,
Honestly,
like a grizzly or
Okay,
like,
so like a big mammal
So is this like
looking thing.
is this like 100% win rate, or is this like 1 out of 10 times I could probably beat a mountain lion?
if you had to fight, you can get hurt. Like you're not gonna come out of this unscathed.
But this is like
But like
100%. This
you're
is what
going
I
to
can defend.
win, whether like you lose an arm or something. You know what I'm saying? Like you can 100% win.
So 100% win rate.
So like it's like, oh, I'm gonna fight a great white. There's a 1% chance I can pop it in the eye,
With
but
like a
realistically-
with like a made wooden spear.
Yeah.
No, okay.
Realistically, I think the best I would get is the honey badger. Like I think I could probably win. Like
A honey badger?
yeah, those things are fucking mean.
Dude, they go up against lions and clap lions. You think you can beat a honey badger?
I think-
Yeah, but I'm big.
You got distance.
I'm big.
just sit on it.
You got distance.
you also
still.
spirit
Lions
gives
are
you
big.
distance.
Yeah.
Just sit
Well,
on
I
it.
could kill a lion easy. I think I'd have a harder time hitting a smaller target than a lion.
Lion
Yeah.
jumps at you, just stick it in the chest.
Exactly.
I think probably like with the spear or the swapping stick, as you say, probably a bobcat because they're not quite a mountain lion, but they're smaller. Than...
I'm thinking like an emu.
Dude, I don't know. I don't know about that one, Chief.
They've taken multiple British 303 rounds out of a Lewis
Like,
gun,
I don't think a
and they will
swapping
still
stick's
keep
gonna
trucking
take
on.
it down.
They just stab it in the neck. Yeah, right.
I don't
That's
know,
not a big
bud.
target.
I don't know,
That's
bud.
a thin
The-
target.
the Australians fought a whole war against those motherfuckers and lost. So
The emus. Rise of the emus. That Rise of the apes.
I'd say like maybe like an ostrich or something. Like,
So a
I could
bigger emu.
easily take
A
on
bigger
that.
okay,
emu.
okay, but the thing about an ostrich, they're not like
It's a fast
pissed
land
off.
bird.
They're not just perpetually pissed off like an emu.
And see, like, you're fighting the ostrich because you want its egg, and them motherfuckers are huge. So
They make
you-
a good omelet.
They do make a good omelet, so you're trying to fight to get this yummy egg.
So
You have motivation.
You're more
Egg.
motivated.
You're more motivated. 'Cause you're
I'd say
prized.
without a doubt an ostrich for me.
That's fair.
That's fair.
I think for me, I know. Maybe an adolescent grizzly.
An adolescent grizzly.
An adolescent grizzly. Because I could easily kill a tiger. Because I was gonna say
What
that.
what makes you think you can easily kill a tiger?
I
Run me through the scenario which makes you think I can easily kill a tiger.
I mean, Seth Rogen did it.
Me with a stick.
He didn't do shit.
Well, it has mass on me, but their main thing is jumping. Their claws, while they're there, they're not. That's not what they use to kill. They use their teeth, right? And so if it's jumping at me, not only is it all its mass, but me stepping in with the spear right in its neck, it's gone.
But you also got
Even if I miss the neck, it's using its own weight of jumping, impaling itself to get to me.
Yeah, but the thing about the spear is that it's
It'll break.
you have one like it's not like a sword where it's sharp all the way through. You
I
have
just
one
farted.
point. If you miss that one point, you're screwed. If you don't hit it that first time, it's go and it's jumping at you. You have to pull back, and that's just
It's a fairly big. Okay, a tiger's fairly big,
yes, the tiger is fairly big.
but a grizzly, an Allison grizzly, I think I'd have a harder time with that because they're a little bit thicker. You know what I'm saying?
No, grizzlies can survive like 500 magnum bullets, right?
Yeah, which is what I'm saying. I'd have a harder time killing a grizzly than I would a tiger.
So
Just don't run a cheetah.
So your point is you still think you could kill the grizzly?
I did.
You just said it. I'm so confused.
You thrusting a spear at the grizzly is a 500 magnum bullet.
I don't think you're gonna win.
Okay, its skull isn't gonna break, but I could hit a lung or like a heart or something.
All right. I'm going to veer a little bit. What would you rather have to fight with a spear? A grizzly or a wild boar?
I
Oh, wait, a full grown?
Yeah, full-grown grizzly, full-born, wild, like, from nature, wild boar.
hands down boy.
Boar.
I mean, don't they hunt
The bear.
boars with
You realize
spears?
boars can
The
take,
bear.
like, the boars could take, like, multiple rounds.
Yeah, but don't you go boar hunting with a spear back in the day?
I mean, yes.
You
but
don't go bear hunting
But
with a
also,
spear.
if
But-
we're
Okay,
also
okay,
still
but
in the
when we're
open-
saying spear here, you have to remember what he classified as the spear in this
It's a
situation
sharpened one.
is a sharpened stick.
Yes.
You're not piercing a boar's
Either
skull
way,
like that.
though, it's still a grizzly
But
bear. Now, I get boars are dangerous. I know this, but it's a grizzly
Are
bear.
we still in their environment?
Yes.
Alright, then I'm climbing a tree and I'm whacking that boar.
Exactly.
This is Sparta
fair.
land on that motherfucker?
Exactly. That grizzly bear is climbing that tree for me. That boar is gonna sit underneath and be like, fuck. I'm like,
Now, if we're back in our original like
Jim?
gym, I want the grizzly bear because at least I'm gonna die quick.
I mean, at least they're gonna go out quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, because either or with a sharpened stick, I ain't winning.
No.
There's not a chance.
The boar is just gonna like repetitively like stomp and impale me.
And then the bear's just gonna swipe away my stick and just,
All right,
Yeah.
we'll jump up a
There-
couple generations.
there goes up my head.
jump up a couple generations.
Yeah, we'll go from a wooden spear, from what David said, and we'll go to like a twisted metal tip on a wooden spear. Like one of the hardest things to sew up for a suture, so it does a lot of
Okay.
damage.
Okay, well that took a while to get to that point.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
I
what-
still feel like the bear is winning.
I mean, yeah.
That is true. People do still hunt boars with knives and knives only.
Yeah,
It's
there's
very
some crazy
dangerous.
motherfuckers.
I heard a
That is
story
true.
of this one dude who was in the I think he was in the army, and they were like on like some like march or something like that, and they were camping, and there was a random like officer or whatever who was like getting ready to retire, and he went to the woods because they had found a boar and they wanted to hunt him down. He went in by himself, came back 3 days later, had the boar, and was covered in its blood. All he had was a knife. Killed it with a knife.
Now, like I said,
Yeah.
if you've ever seen the movie Revenant,
Have not.
It is based on a true story.
It's a good movie.
About a man who killed, I believe, a grizzly bear with a knife.
Did he kill it?
Yeah.
Dude, just run up.
I think I don't remember.
Well, he died, but
he died, but it was like because it's like he got shot and then like sort of buried alive by his compatriot, and then he didn't actually die, so he like dug himself out, and then the bear came and like kicked his ass, and then he ended up getting a tussle with it and like killing it with a knife, but being like so very very wounded, he had to crawl all the way back to town. And I think he fell in a frozen river too, and then went back, healed up, and then killed the guy who buried him.
Can we just like talk about how bad that guy's luck is? Like, how much did he have to fuck up in life to have that kind of luck?
But he did survive, and he got his revenge. So.
He just got shit on multiple times in a row.
Yeah.
Goodness.
let's also take a minute to like everybody always reverts back to that movie for a bear attack.
Yeah.
But understand, like, while that may be the most realistic depiction of a movie so far we have of a bear attack, how unrealistic it would be to win against a grizzly bear with a knife.
Story, though. It's based on a true story, so I mean.
Man was just a badass. His name is Grizzly Adams, you know? Took on a grizzly.
Jesus.
He got this name this way.
What do you think the first people who showed up, like, to an area that had bears and saw one of those motherfuckers?
Like Lewis and Clark when they explored this way?
Well, they knew about bears because
yeah, but they didn't know
like
about all the different
Siberia.
breeds.
Yeah,
like,
'cause-
there's bears in Russia.
I'm talking in general. The first human who ever like saw a bear was like, I wonder what the fuck they doing over there.
Just first Indians that saw bears be like, hey, don't mess with that angry
Well,
cat.
what probably happened was, if we're going off a theory of evolution, animals probably knew of the other animals. We evolved to a certain level, as we probably have always known about
That's fair.
bears.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's fair.
I mean, yeah,
Well,
if we
they-
take it back that way, yeah.
Makes me think of the question, what did the first guy who saw a parrot and heard it talk think?
Am I going crazy? Like the Castaway. Wilson!
Because didn't like parrots like evolve that way on like an island or something?
Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah.
Well, we also had crows, and crows could do that. So I'm wondering if we already knew about that.
Okay, but at some point, someone had to hear like one of those animals talk
That's fair.
for the first time. Like, figure that out.
Whose idea was it to captivate parrots and make them pets?
I don't know. Whose idea was it to bring a tiny little cat into your home and be like, this is a god now?
I mean, some people bring big cats into their home. I mean.
Hey, you know, Joe Exotic.
I mean, at some point in civilization, somebody saw a wolf that was like, I want to eat you. And they were like, puppy. And now we have pugs and dachshunds and shit.
Oh, gosh.
I like dachshunds.
They're so cute.
They're very cute. I love them so much.
I'm going to get one soon.
What's your favorite breed of dog?
Rottweiler.
Cane Corso.
I really like the mini Italian Greyhounds. They look like gremlins. Amazing.
No, those are not the ones that look like gremlins. Have you ever seen the little Maltese-looking motherfuckers?
No.
Oh my god.
At least not by name. But...
Oh god. I can't actually. They're not an actual Maltese. I think it's
Call, bring up an image.
a King Henry something. And oh my god, they're. They're-
King Henry. I think.
Or a King Charles Cavalier. That's what they're called. And they're ugly.
Just get pugs. Apparently, pugs were bred to fight bears.
What?
Dude, look it up. I'm about to Google this.
No. That we have a guy for this.
No!
now. We have a guy for
He's
this.
already looking up something else.
Sorry, looking up ugly dogs.
Ugly
Let me
dogs.
see that ugly dog. Oh, that thing?
Yeah.
You think that's ugly?
Yes.
I don't think
they're-
it's ugly.
I think they're gremlin-looking things.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. All right.
Look up what pugs were bred for.
I don't particularly like them, but I don't think that I look at it and go, ooh, you know. I don't
Like you do whenever you hear a pug walking down the stairs and he gets out a win.
I love
Oh my
pugs.
goodness.
I love
I hate,
pugs.
dude. I already don't. I don't think look them. They're not that cute to me. And on top of that, they're like constantly in pain because
Well,
they can't
I think
breathe.
they're being
I know.
bred out of that now. I think they're like being bred out of that.
Well, yeah, you can't hardly find a quote-unquote pure pug anymore.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that was so bad. So
Yeah.
now they're being bred out of it, so it's not like nearly as bad. But I
Yeah.
like pugs. I think they're cute.
My sister's got 2 or 3 of them.
That's what I am.
Such a dumb dog. All right. Completely off this topic, but something I want to bring up. We are hopefully going to be doing
Pugs were
actually bred for Chinese royalty companionship.
Oh, well, there we go.
Okay, well, there you go.
Corgis are bred for cattle.
So what was bred
That
for
makes
bear
sense.
hunting?
I thought
Russian
that,
bad dogs.
I thought that was the Cane Corso or something like that.
Cane Corso just bred to look badass.
No, there is the Ridgeback. The Rhodesian Ridgeback, I think is what it's called.
Just
Can you
continue
fact check
what you're
this?
looking.
Yeah.
You make me nervous. Look at me typing.
Do it faster.
You aren't going fast enough.
You know what?
I'm gonna fire you.
Okay,
Unpaid
I'll smack the
intern.
table if I want to, alright?
Didn't want him fired.
So for the people listening, Eli just pulled up a picture of a cat who
Save that. Save that.
has a very interesting face. I'll
can we
post
pop
it in
that?
the
Yeah, save that.
save
real
it.
quick.
post it to the video so you can see it. But oh my god,
That was amazing.
Love that line.
The anime character is about to go insane.
oh no,
Uh,
oh god. All right,
all right.
Anyway.
Segueing.
yeah. Segueing completely off topic. We are hopefully going to be doing our next actual Nitwitz video, posting it up. I'm not really sure when, but the goal is to redo the original camping trip video that got too scuffed for even a scuffed camping trip video.
It still hasn't even been posted, and it was over a year ago.
Yeah, it's bad. The footage is so bad. But hopefully we'll be doing that more professionally now.
I don't even know who has the footage.
I don't know if anybody has the footage.
It's
anymore.
lost the wins.
It's lost in the Nitwitz vault.
Yeah, somewhere. I'm sure it's on one of our computers.
Locked away and burned it.
But we will be letting you know when that comes out, as soon as it comes out,
So
I guess.
I guess we should explain what happened on the last one. We went over to a person's house. You know, we're not gonna say who unless you really want
I
to
mean,
say
yeah,
who.
it's my house. It was my house.
And we camped in their backyard, you know, and they had a big old fire pit. We're like, yeah, we're gonna go camping. We had a buddy of ours, actually, Zach. You guys have probably heard him a couple times. We went with him, and it was only supposed to be a few people. You know, scuffed. We brought a singular pound of hamburger,
No seasoning,
no seasoning,
no buns.
no buns, nothing. We were just coming out there. We did get some of those freeze dried meals, which those were really good.
Yeah.
And then I took a alcoholic beverage keg and turned it into a fire pit. And
You're
David,
allowed to say beer keg.
that's fair. David's smart idea was to stuff this fucker full of wood, and it got so fucking hot that it started glowing red.
It doesn't help that we poured 4 entire packets of the little magnesium fire starter in there.
And we put the flame color changer packets in
Yeah.
there.
Didn't somebody put the little flame brick in there too?
Yeah, in the bottom. Yeah. Yep.
It
It was so bad. But, like, we, you know, when I say there was supposed to be not very many people, we ended up having a whole army there, damn near.
Yeah, there was some misinformation that did not get spread out to side people, and people started showing up that weren't supposed to be there. So.
But, yeah, I mean, the night went on, and we're like, hey, we're going to cook some food. So we started making this hamburger, and that's about the point we realized we didn't have any seasoning.
or anything.
Anything.
What
So,
are
you know,
putting in there?
Hershey's chocolate
we
bars.
put Hershey's chocolate bars in the hamburger meat, which...
It didn't taste like anything. It didn't
I mean,
really
It
add-
really wasn't that bad.
Didn't
It was
add
sweet
anything.
meat.
It wasn't good.
And then I put in. Didn't we also put in like whiskey or something?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
we poured
Yeah.
a bunch of whiskey in
We
it.
put what is it? It's actually the whiskey you got right over there. That
The
it was.
We'll have to bleep that out, but
Yeah, it'd be all right.
the what?
name of
brand.
the
No, we'll be all right.
Why?
No, yeah, you shouldn't have to.
Do we?
No, if you just say a name, but
Yeah.
that's fine.
We gotta learn what we have to.
Yeah, no, like saying names and stuff is fine, but if you're like showing it and like
Okay,
certain things,
that's-
it's like.
But we
Anyway.
we also were cooking on a brand new cast iron pan, directly on the wood, on top of the wood, which got really hot, really
Ruined it.
fast, and it just cooked that pan. I mean, we still have the pan; it's still hanging in the garage.
There is literally
That's a
like,
reminder.
I don't even know. It's like charcoal at this point, but it is specks of like meat and chocolate that are like concreted onto the pan.
We're gonna have to take like a grinder to it.
It's not salvageable.
Oh yes, it is. We'll just
Yeah,
grind it, make it a
there's-
polished pan.
Oh my god.
We'll just torch it.
Oh yeah, we'll torch it.
I guess. Yeah.
But that went great, and then we had Boy Scouts there that thought they were.
We'll call him Redneck.
Well, he thought he was fire chief. Goodness. This bonfire, for comparison, was, I would say, every bit of like what, a 30-foot circle. I mean, maybe 20, not necessarily 30. It's
Not about
huge.
20, yeah.
It was about a 20-foot circle, and
was
it was
probably-
at least 8 foot high.
Yeah, and we thought, a little drizzle of gasoline here started up.
That was not a little drizzle. of
The
gasoline.
original one was when we first tried to start it. It was just little pissing on it.
Got a little fire marshal over here tries to start it. He doesn't even get it started.
It started burning, but it went out.
Yeah.
Didn't catch.
And then
Whose genius idea was to throw a firebomb at it?
no, this is what happened. So then we went around the backside, me and Zach did. And he poured a shit ton of gas in one spot in the back, and we were left with like hardly any gas left. And he's like, "Oh, I'll light this." So I don't know if he had a lighter or a match, but he lit it. And he went up close to the gas, and with that much gas, the amount of like vapor coming off of it, it blew up in his face. It threw him back. Basically, it threw him back.
Which we have the footage if we can find it.
Yeah.
Of this happening. He's perfectly fine.
No, he didn't even. I don't even think he burned any hair somehow. Like I was because I was standing like 10 feet back. The amount of heat that came off of that was intense.
His face was like bright pink, like neon pink after this. Like instant sunburns.
Like I don't.
And
I don't know.
I still think it failed from that. I still
Oh yeah,
don't
I
think
did
it-
light.
didn't
I still
stay
didn't
lit.
light.
It still didn't light.
Anyway, eventually the fire, like somebody who started it, like who
Redneck.
actually got it. Did he get it? Like,
Yeah, he
fully
got it
started?
started because he was smart enough to make like a line into
All
the
the way
middle
over,
of it,
yeah.
and it went
Yeah.
up and caught the actual dead leaves.
So that burned
Oh,
all
God.
the way until the next morning. Like
And it was still burning.
it was still burning. Unfortunately, what we didn't think about was that the railroad ties surrounding said bonfire were like a couple of feet away from this massive pile of heat and ashes and sparks. So a railroad tie caught on fire.
And so, if you didn't know, railroad ties are flame resistant, and the chemicals in them help them from rotting are very toxic when they burn.
Extremely.
And so we were just breathing in smoke that was super toxic.
We're
so,
fine.
so it was my genius idea to pee on it to put it out.
No, first we had a couple of water bottles that had half water, and we stuck it in the hole, and they melted. They popped, and
Yeah.
then smoke went everywhere, which is more toxic fumes
Yeah.
everywhere.
Then I peed on
Then
it.
we peed on it. And
How,
I think
how many of us peed on it? Was it just you?
no, I
It was
did.
me.
I
Eli,
did.
I think Redneck.
Redneck did.
I probably did. I won't.
Zach did.
Yeah. A lot of us did.
Yeah.
It was not good.
It still wasn't out.
No, it just
Oh.
kept going.
I don't know what it was. It was like it burned out like a small hole on top of the railroad tie, and then like the whole core of the railroad tie was burning. Like the outside there was like a small like hole where it started. I don't know why it decided just to core the wood, but it was just burning the inside of the wood.
Did it end up
Very
burning the whole thing out?
I don't remember. You lived there longer than me, did it?
I don't know.
Dude, how do you think I go outside?
We'll find out the next time we go.
Yeah.
We'll show you the location.
We'll make a point to.
Yeah.
But we also that night we had so many coyotes come within
Oh, dude.
yards of us.
Yeah. There's a
Oh,
lot.
the whole night Zach sat outside.
I know.
Did he really?
At the fire.
He didn't go in at all.
What? I thought he did.
No,
Yeah.
he sat next to the fire and slept on the ground next to the fire.
Yeah.
What?
Staying warm.
Oh my god.
It was
Breathing in
so.
the chemicals.
Dude, it was so
cold.
cold.
It was so cool.
It was so
I had-
cold.
I had a full size mattress, and then I had a twin size mattress, like air mattress in there, and I ended up using the twin size as a fucking blanket because of how cold it got. It was so bad.
Dude, that was
I
horrible.
brought my I think it was like a 10-degree sleeping bag with me, and we had an air mattress in our tent, and I was staying in the same tent as Talis, and I was fine all night. I was like, I'm nice and warm in here. Got my blanket on over my sleeping bag and stuff, and I'm just like chilling out, just warm as hell.
You had like the audacity to like weren't you in your underwear? Like you had the audacity.
And
I was like, it was cold.
we also went to the store before this and spent like what $300 on shit.
Yeah. We went and got like the crappy Walmart.
We had little kid sleeping bags, like the silk slick material that have no insulation whatsoever, just the cool looking ones. And this dude was sleeping in his boxers inside of one, in a tent that was no bigger than like 4 foot tall.
I had to lay diagonally in this tent, and I was still touching each corner of the tent.
Wait,
save money.
quick question. At your property, are there a bunch of trees that are very close to each other?
Not by where the fire was. There was at one point where we cut all those down.
We tried cutting one down with one of those pull cord chain things. That thing sucked.
Yeah. I'd say off like in the field, there's a whole bunch of trees next to each other.
How far away is that from where we would be setting up from?
Oh, dude,
Over
a few hundred yards.
like 5 acres. Because only like
No, the tree line?
The tree line, it wasn't that.
A few hundred yards.
Yeah, a few hundred yards.
Probably
like
about, I was probably about
Alright,
100
the whole
yards.
I'm gonna sleep in a
No,
I'm gonna
I would
sleep
say
in a
200.
hammock up there, high up with a
Yeah.
Dude, yes. We'll just give him his own or freaking Jacob. God damn it, Jacob
All right,
cam.
bleep that.
Yep. Give him a Jacob camera up in the tree.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god.
Just
Give
be
him
me.
Flare gun.
A hammock.
Flare
We'll give you a
gun.
flare gun in case you try getting attacked
You
by
gotta
the...
shoot it at the bonfire to start it.
No, there's gonna be a coyote in the field. He's gonna shoot it and light the field on fire. Oh, that reminds me of a story. We go to that land too to go shooting every once in a while, and my roommate has a little like a judge. It's the tourist judge.
Yeah.
And he loaded up a Dragon's Breath 410 shell into it, and we shot it. We hit like 3, I think, right? 3 or 4.
I wouldn't
Anyways, so I shot one. That was cool. So the first shot we did, it was dark. Instantly blinded everybody. First off. So that was cool. Next person went, and then I went, and then the last shot, we shot it, and we're like, okay, cool. That was really cool. You know, we should get some more of those. We start to walk away, and then we noticed that the field had caught on fire. And so we find it, we stomp it out, and then we realized, oh, there's another one further away. So we had to go and stomp that out. And we ended up doing that like 3 or 4 times. We're just finding new little bits of fire that were starting to grow in the field.
So
You're shooting thermite.
yeah, so here's the thing. Lesson learned: don't shoot fire into a field.
During the winter when all the grass is dry.
Yeah.
Just FYI.
And without any water precautions or water nearby at all.
Everyone made it out okay. The grass was not so okay, but...
Yeah, except for, that one guy who's Two-Face now, but we don't want to talk about him.
Oh, gosh.
And this was my origin story.
But I definitely think we need to revisit it. Go back with the same gear. Maybe
I think-
update a few things.
Yeah, definitely update a couple of things. Definitely the equipment we used to like record and
Yeah. I think we need to bring a little bit more primitive stuff and get our own firewood because I doubt you guys have a pile built up there again.
We do.
Yeah, you do.
What? I mean,
We do.
Yeah, so
Oh, not the
wait,
same.
We have
have
not
firewood.
like that. I meant like actual firewood. Now there's a big tree branch that fell down.
Well, there's that whole entire tree that fell down that we were trying to cut up. I don't know if that's still down or not. But
There's a lot of like things that have fallen down.
we can go out into the woods and make a whole video of us trying to gather our firewood. Now, you said there's a pond nearby.
Yeah,
we
there's
can go-
multiple ponds,
We
yeah.
can go try and do it. Fishing, catch, clean, cook
Yeah.
as well.
we're not gonna eat very well.
Oh, yeah, we'll be fine.
That bonfire
Yeah.
is built back up.
It is built back up.
Yes.
Okay, so the bonfire's back.
The
So
pile of
the
wood.
pile of wood, it's built back up
It's
apparently.
Alright, let's do it tomorrow.
Oh, God.
Let's check the temperature.
After this, we're going over there.
Very cold. I don't know about
Currently
that.
it's 41 degrees
Even-
outside. That's actually
That's not too bad. That's
low
about,
21 tomorrow, high 38.
that's what I'm saying.
It
It's
might
still
work
not
one
very
night.
warm.
About warm.
Who needs warm?
We can all get one tent,
We'll just put a
kind of
tent
for
up here.
warmth.
Put it up right here in the room we're in right now.
Yeah.
Sleep in
Backyard.
one tent.
There you go. Colorful
Setting up
warmth.
tent ASMR.
We'll just camp in the backyard.
We could. We definitely could. Warm up video.
Yeah.
Practice run.
Practice run camping.
Gear test.
I'm gonna go grab my winter sleeping bag from my parents' house.
Goodness.
I'm gonna use my little kitty one again. the $20.
And I guess something else that's funny that no one fucking knew how to put up a tent. Like, goodness, man.
It's not hard to put up a
Oh,
tent.
exactly.
I struggled.
Oh my goodness. Like, Redneck and I got our tents up relatively fast. Your guys' was already up when we got there.
Yeah. By the way, he means David and myself. I think. So,
Yes.
I'm gonna go to the military surplus store and buy some.
Freaking Kolten
Big
and
thank you.
Zach struggled so bad with their tents that weren't even any bigger than like 5 foot around. Like, oh my gosh.
There's like, what, 2 poles?
Two
Is
poles.
that-
2 poles. That was it.
I'm not gonna lie. I've struggled with a tent before, but now granted, that one was made for 10 people.
Dude,
That was
the tent I was going to bring was a 15-person tent that's literally the size of a small trailer.
yeah. The one I
Like-
Why
I
didn't
hope we
you?
can
Was
get
it-
it was
couldn't
like
find it.
10 by 20.
Do you know where it's
It was a
Mhm.
massive tent.
I know it's that
Let's
now.
bring that next
Because my
time.
parents,
80 pounds, dude.
my parents
Bring
have
it.
like the.
We're gonna
like-
all sleep in one.
We can all sleep in one. It's like 30 fucking poles. It takes almost an hour to put up.
We need to get the truck running.
I know.
My parents have like a huge tent that has like you set up like a built-in bathroom and shower with
So-
it.
I was at Bass Pro yesterday, and they have like a mini like house tent that we could all sleep in, have room. It would fit like
Yeah.
2 queen-size mattresses and
Yeah,
still
yeah.
have walkway in the
Yeah.
middle. And it has a middle pole holding up, and it was like $900.
Yeah, because that's kind of what they have. Because they go out and do like biker rallies and stuff, and stay out there for the weekend. So they have this huge tent with like the bathroom, shower, generator, and stuff. It's like
Badass.
That's
Well, maybe we use our Nitwitz money to upgrade
It's
our
still-
set before we buy the
Before-
$900 tent.
I don't know about that. That could be the set.
That could be the set.
senior year.
Start doing our podcast in a tent.
Yeah, we got the generator. We can hook stuff up, you know.
Yeah, I know. At work, we got these. Milwaukee makes a generator, and it's all battery powered, and uses 2 like humongous like batteries that plug into it that you can like plug in a whole bunch of other stuff. It's pretty cool.
That'd be nice.
That'd be cool.
It'd be very glamping.
Glamping.
Oh, wait,
Backyard
I know
glamping.
what I'm gonna do. I have a tent at my parents' house. It's pretty set up. It's still set up. It's inside. It's in like the basement. I'm gonna figure out a way to not take it apart and get it over there.
Fly it like a kite behind your vehicle.
No. I got it. I'm gonna borrow the truck and the trailer.
Oh.
Just gonna tow it over here.
Oh my god.
I was gonna
We
sleep
lost
on
the tent on the way here. A little moment of
I'm
silence.
ratchet
So we don't
strap
lose
it
it. So we
down.
don't lose it. We'll have somebody lay in it.
No.
Dude, I seen a video the
I'm
other
just gonna
day.
ratchet strap it down.
Oh,
I
God.
seen a video the other day of this car on a trailer that was doing a burnout while being like tied down to the trailer. He was doing a burnout on the trailer going down the highway. I was like, that's so dumb, but that's what that made me think of. But yes, we'll have someone
Great.
sleep in the tent while we're pulling it.
Sleep in it.
Sleep in it.
Sleep
No, we're not just sit in it.
You-
Sleep in
You
it.
gotta
Sleep
get
in
your
it.
rest, you know. It's a long drive, you know.
It's a long
It's
drive.
kind of bumpy.
A little bumpy. It kind of adds to the effect.
A little
you know?
cold.
It's kind
A
of
little cold.
little
A
cold.
little really cold.
It's kind of like real personal, like ASMR of nature and driving, you know.
We'll just get a whole bunch of the hot hands and just tape them all over your body.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And since it's not that much weight, you hit a bump like in the whole trailer. It just goes dunk all over the road. And you're just like, I can't.
Maybe- maybe
And then we'll tape you to the bed so that way
Yeah.
you have a pad.
There
Oh
we
my
go.
God. Oh no.
Oh man, that would have been great.
All right.
Fuck. All right. Well, what else we got here?
Nothing.
Got
That it, we I had 3 weeks to prepare for this,
And you did
and I didn't.
an hour ago.
I came up with all the
To
topics
be
an
fair,
hour
we
ago.
all had 3 weeks. None of us did anything productive.
Granted, these last
Oh.
3 weeks has been holidays and
Yeah.
That's fair.
and
We're pretty
everything
busy,
else.
Yeah.
You know,
Um,
I mean, shit.
I got one. Here we go. Worst car accident that you've been in.
That I caused, or
Were you driving?
Either
Okay.
you were just in general. You could have been driving or just been part of it.
Well,
Well-
I've been a part of 2 car accidents.
Okay.
So the first one was terrible because I drove my fiance because it was cold and icy and bad, and she had to go to work. And I was like, I'll drive you. She's like, oh, I should stay home from work. I'm like, no. I'll drive you. Don't worry about it.
Man.
Oh, man. I'll drive you. So it's like 40 minutes away. And it's bad outside. We make it all the way up there. Drop off. All right, cool. I start driving. Going downhill. Then I'm like, this is icy. Oh, I lost control. And the whole time as I was barreling down this hill to traffic, it's towards a 4-way. The whole time, like, this is an inconvenience. It's like I'm not afraid for my life. Like, this is an inconvenience. This is gonna piss me off. You know, it's like I gotta pay for this. So I end up hitting like a sign. Like there was like a medium, and I hit a sign, and I turn the wheel, and I start going forward, and then slam into like a big light, essentially.
Light pole.
Well, yeah, a big light pole. At that point, the wheel isn't like working anymore. It's kind of just like spinning infinitely. You know, it's whatever.
Your steering wheel?
So, yeah, it's
one of those videos where people just.
Yeah, it was that, and I was like, okay, so I parked the car, I turned it off because it was still, on whatever. The airbag didn't go off. I was like, all right, this thing's a loss. It's snowing, cold out. I'm in my pajamas. I take a step out the car, and I'm like, this sucks. I called David here to come get me, because I'm like, I need help. And then some people in a truck pull up and like, hey, are you okay? You know, I'm like, no, not really. He's like, you want to drive down to the gas station down there? I'm like, yeah, okay. So I get in that truck, they start pulling away, and then a police car pulls up.
Oh, no.
I'm like, so like, they're like, do you want us to pull back? I'm like, yeah, probably. So they drop me back off. I get out, freezing in my pajamas. The police officer's like, here's a ticket. What? It's like, I'm like going to freeze in my pajamas. My car's wrecked. Like, you do that to that sign? I'm like, I don't think so. Because honestly, I don't even know if I technically hit the sign because there was another car wreck on the other side. They might have hit it. Like I said, I wasn't paying attention to the sign. So, but he was just like, yeah, you were going too fast. Here's a ticket. Like, you didn't even see me. This is unfair.
I don't like this.
Yeah, that was not fun. The second time was was also very confusing because I'm driving to work on an empty road at like 3 a.m. I'm like listening to Wellerman and singing and having I'm having a grand old time. Next thing I know, I'm spinning out of control and I'm in the ditch. And I'm like, oh, this is great. This is like almost like a year after the other car got wrecked. So I get out. I've been rear-ended. And I see another car, and I go, and the guy kind of is on the phone, and I go up to him, and I'm like, hey, what's up? Like, what happened? And he's like, somebody hit me. I'm like, somebody hit you? Somebody hit me. And he's like, I don't know what happened. The police show up. We were trying to explain to them what happened. And then a guy starts walking down the road and says, hey, I think I hit you. I'm like, what? So, I was like, this guy, I think, came by, hit the guy next to me, and then he hit me, and we all just spun out of control, and it was terrible. But I didn't see any of it happen because, as far as I knew, there was like nobody on the road. I didn't see anybody. It was like, I didn't see any lights or anything. Like, they were going fast when they hit me. Like, so both those cars were totaled, so that sucked.
I guess I'll go next. I haven't been in many car accidents, or I guess I have been like 3 technically, but I only remember one-ish.
Ish?
Yeah, okay, so I remember one, I was probably 5 or 6, right? And I had ice cream, sitting in the back seat, eating my ice cream, and then all of a sudden, my mom was driving, and we were on an entrance ramp, one of those cloverleaf ones or whatever, and went off the edge into the ditch part, and I'm just I remember the only thing I remember that from was being mad that I spilled my ice cream because of her.
Oh God!
God damn it!
It was her fault. She literally just wasn't paying attention. That's what the reason was.
Yeah.
And then the next one I had that I can remember, I was with my dad, and he was driving me, and I wasn't paying attention. I guess I was on my DS or whatever. I just remember looking up. And then seeing us barreling towards a car that was 10 feet in front of us. So I look up, I'm like, up, and then hit the car in front of us. I got whiplash. I was no longer looking up. And by the time I looked back up, I could see the other car had gone off the road, and we were by an entrance ramp, and he was just spinning in the grass part in between the entrance ramp and the actual highway. I just remember seeing him spinning, and then he went up a hill and started spinning up a hill too, and then stopped right at the top, right by the road.
Jeez.
And we ended up pulling over slowly, and I remember my dad was being a little bitch. he's like, oh, call 911, my back hurts really bad. And here I am sitting here, I'm like, man, my chest kind of hurts, like where the seatbelt. To this day, thinking about it now, years later, I'm like, there's no way I didn't break 1 or 2 ribs in that, or at least crack them. Because with the amount of pain I was in, that couldn't have just been from bruising. There's no way. I couldn't even I couldn't lift anything over 5 pounds probably without being extreme discomfort. I remember trying to use a water gun, the pumping water gun. Couldn't even do that.
That sucks.
Yeah, and I was in 5th grade, so I was 10. And I remember he was oh, I'm hurt so bad. He went to the hospital and everything. I'm just walking around with probable broken ribs.
How old were you?
Does your dad
10.
listen to these
10.
podcasts?
10. I don't know, maybe. I'm still going to call him out for it.
Call him out.
I don't remember anything else that happened. I don't know what happened to other people. None of my business.
None of my business.
I was just on my DS. I had nothing to do with them.
I'm not the one that caused it. I'm not the, I was just there.
Fair
I was just a witness.
A byproduct.
I was just a byproduct of violence.
Fair enough. I guess I'll go next. The first one I was ever in, I don't really remember how old I was. Probably 5-ish, 6, something like that. My dad had just picked me and my older sister up from our mom's house, separate mom's house, and we were heading towards his house, and I had fallen asleep in the back seat. I was dead asleep, and all of a sudden I remember waking up to sirens and crying in the front seat because my sister had gotten injured because somebody T-boned us on the right side, and I had slept through the whole thing. I woke up halfway through them getting out and checking out the wreck. So the wreck didn't wake me up. It was people talking and sirens.
My only thing would be, what if you were asleep, you got hit, you got knocked out, so you weren't able to wake up, and then you just woke up from being knocked out.
It's possible too, but I remember that accident that car was toast after that. But the right side of the car, which I was on the right side, my older sister in front of me was on the right side, was just smashed in a little bit.
So the side that you got hit on was the side you were sleeping on.
Yeah.
I mean, the car is a banana. Nothing out of the normal.
Yeah. So there was that one. My second one was I had gotten my first car. I was 16. This is a 2008 Honda Accord. And for those of you who don't know, that's a front wheel drive. And I thought I was badass because there's this one corner in our hometown by a golf course that is a really wide right hand turn. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Anyway, this corner, if I hit it just right in rainy weather, I could drift this Honda Accord a little bit. And I thought it was the coolest thing ever. So redneck's in the back seat, and my girlfriend's in the seat next to me, the passenger seat. And he was like, "You think you could do it again?" I was like, "I don't know, maybe. Let's find out." And so I'm like, "Fuck it," and I take the left turn off the road to go down towards this right hand turn, and normally there's no cars on either side of the road. It's just wide open. This time there was a car on the right, and I was like, well, this is still a really wide road. I can still do this. So I'm in the left-hand lane this time, about to try and do this. Well, I do, kind of, until the back left tire catches the curb. the car straightens out a little bit and whips towards the curb. The left-hand tire hits the curb. Both of these left-hand tires now pop. All right. Mind you, I'm taking what should be, it's a 25 mile an hour speed limit at 50 miles an hour. I hit the curbs, get up into the gravel, start like hitting trees. Then I hit a fence that has like a rope fence in it. And I just see these huge like 4x4s. Probably 4 or 5 of them just go dunk, dunk, dunk across the windshield. And I'm like, Anyway, I hit the first tree, bounce off to the right. Hit the second tree, bounce off to the right. And the third one has just enough spacing that I was able to like, the car like started going towards the front of the tree instead. And just smacked dead on, like right in the center of the car. Oh, God, it was bad. And that was my own stupidity, being a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
And then the third one, the most recent one, this was just last year? Yeah, this was just last year.
Yeah.
January of last year. I was driving my truck that I now had home from work because I had to meet someone at my house to put in a new water heater. So it was like 9 a.m. This was the middle of like a snow and ice storm we had just had. The highway is covered in ice.
It's horrible.
Yeah, this was really bad. There was a lot of wrecks.
My 4-wheel drive truck barely could get around.
Yeah. So I'm driving home, going about 50 miles an hour, even though the speed limit's 70. And a semi comes back to my right. I lose control. I assume just because of wind from the semi. Lose control, veer off to the right, start going down a hill, roll my truck onto its side. I'm hanging from my seatbelt. I have to, like, unclip my seatbelt, fall down to the right side of the truck because it's on its side. Search for my phone on this broken window that I'm standing on now. I get my phone, call 911, cops come. They don't give me a ticket or anything.
Yeah, that's good.
They're just like, you okay? Yeah? You got insurance? Yeah? Did you already call a tow truck? Yeah. And he takes me to a gas station. I sit at this gas station for like 20 minutes. And I call the water heater repair guy. I'm like, dude, I'm going to have to reschedule because I just rolled my truck. He's like, nah, fuck that. I'm coming to pick you up. So he comes and picks me up in this old-ass, like, Econoline, right? He's only got 2 seats in it, and they're filled. Like, him and the person who's helping him is sitting in the front seat. He's like, just get in the back, sit on top of the new water heater. So I did. I got in the back of this cargo Econoline, sitting on top of the water heater, driving down the highway that's covered in ice all the way to my house. Oh my God, that was horrible.
Wow. I mean, I've kind of wrecked a lot.
Dozens of times.
I mean, there's been on the road, off the road. I think, honestly, my worst one, though, was off the road. Me and a few friends bought a Ford ZX2. Little turd shit box, you know. We took all the seats out of it, took some of his dad's old trailer, and made a very bad roll cage in this thing. And then we tightened the e-brake as much as you can go. It was a manual. And we went flying down this gravel road and ripped the e-brake. That we were hot shit because we could e-brake drift in gravel, which is very easy.
Yeah.
What we didn't know is that the gravel switched to concrete. And we were completely sideways going like 60. And hit the concrete and started skipping. And we dipped down in the ditch. And instead of, the car just going flat and level, it dipped down into the ditch with us. And we hit the side of the car and the bank and rolled the car like 4 times. With 2 of us in the car. We weren't hurt. The car was hurt. It was bad. The roll cage broke. Surprise, It looked like somebody welded it with their foot, but...
Do you think it helped at all?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, it would have caved the roof in. We would have been dead. There was only driver and passenger seat, and that was it in the car. No dashboard, steering wheel, shifter, e-brake, 2 seats. That was it. It would have been bad. There was no windows, nothing. That was bad. Now, my worst, on-road was whenever I totaled my first car. I was going down the road. It was wet-ish. I want to say it's wet because it wasn't, but anyways. I was going past this, or coming up on this car lot that I looked at all the time. It had really nice cars, and there was a Nissan 370Z. I'm like, oh, that's a nice car. So, I'm sitting here staring at it. And then I look back in front of me, and everyone stopped. And I'm going like 60, maybe 50. I'm like, oh, shit. So I slam on the brakes and pull the e-brake on it, and then go sliding and hit these stopped cars at like 45. And I hit the car in front of me, which had 2 older people in it, and the man was the husband was in the passenger seat. He had a broken arm already. He was in a cast.
Oh god!
I hit them, and they hit the truck in front of them, and that person hit the truck in front of them. I put the person in front of me's trunk lid in the back seat of their car.
Ew.
My car was folded up in the front end, like airbags deployed. Like I remember watching the airbag, like I had my hands like gripped on the wheel after pulling the e-brake, and I watched the airbag in slow motion, like come and stop a couple inches in front of my face.
Was this the Honda?
No, that was my Fusion.
That was the Fusion.
Did you ever have an airbag, Kolten, when you were in a car wreck? Did your airbags ever pop?
Nope.
Same! But,
Mine did. Mine definitely did. But, like, it all happened because there was a truck and trailer in front of them. They turned it into their work lot without any turn signals. Like, just slammed on their brakes and turned it into their work lot. And I got a couple tickets.
Yeah.
For like speeding and following too close and everything else. I was like, dude, look at the tire marks. Like there was black tire marks because I had no tread on any of my tires whatsoever. That's part of the reason why I slid. But like there was black tire marks for every bit of 80 yards, and then there was a big old puddle where my radiator broke in half.
Oh.
And I remember like, hey, can I drive this home? He was like, no, you can't.
No.
I'm like, but like we can stuff the airbag back in the steering wheel, like just drive it home. He's like, no, I can't let you drive it home. But
Fun fact about airbags, because I work at a collision center right now. When those deploy, the first thing we do when we get in those cars is take a razor blade, just cut them off.
yeah,
That's all you do with them. You just cut them off and throw them away. There's nothing else that you can do with them.
yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, that was probably my worst on road. I mean, and there's other ones like I took Jacob here for a fun ride, and that same Fusion, we did a couple 360s off the butterfly ramp in the rain.
Oh, that was gonna be my story.
Oh, go ahead. You go ahead and tell it then.
Because I've never been in like a real accident. Oh my god! All right, so what he got already started. So this was like right after he got his first car. It was the Fusion. We were out in the middle of a different state, late at night, keeping it. Kind of not knowing exactly where we
were a couple hours from home.
Yeah, we were a couple hours from home in a different state. 11:30 at night. And it was like February, so it's cold outside. It had like rained previously, and this jackass decides, let's see how fast we can go around this butterfly turn. So we're going. I'm like, all right, man. And the next thing I know, I just hear, and wheels are squealing. We're freaking going sideways, and we do a couple 360s, and we go reverse into like off the road.
The back berm.
Yeah, of the
between
back
two
berm.
of the
Oh,
pillars.
no.
Yeah. And then his car's dead, and he's like, oh no, please no. And he sits there and goes, "Gah, gah, 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 gah." We're like, fuck yeah. We get back to the house. He hit the ground so hard, there was grass and dirt in between the bead, and there was rocks inside. I've only seen that on one other car, and I've worked on it recently, and it was ridiculous.
There was rocks like inside the tire, between the rim and the tire.
That's the worst accident I've ever been in.
Yeah.
Right?
It
I've
slit
never
between the bead and the tire bead and the rim.
How did it not?
I don't know.
I don't know. It didn't like start losing pressure.
It never did.
Yeah.
Those tires stayed there until I
we
totaled
just
the car.
heard noise coming from the tire.
Yeah. Like,
And
keep
there
in mind,
was-
so we went from where we live. I'm not going to say where we live, but we went from here. We went, what is that? West. So we were deep west.
Yeah, we were deep, like good, like almost 2 hours west.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, we were deep.
Yeah, and I was trying to go. We were turning around. That was when we were turning around to come back home.
Yeah, because we were sitting there and we were trying to get a. Were we trying to get chew or what were we trying to get? And then they were like, you gotta be 21 out here. And we were like, fuck, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
Because our state was 18 still. And we were like, hell yeah. And we were like, man, fuck this state. We're going back home.
Yeah, something like that.
And then we were trying to figure out, and we finally did, and then we crashed.
I mean, we were fine.
Yeah, none of us got injured. That's like the worst crash. I've never been in like an actual car crash.
It was the neutral
We're very
safety switch ticked on, so the car didn't want to start with it in park.
That does remind me of. This isn't a wreck or anything, but it has to do with Eli and his cars.
What?
Recently, Was it this summer?
God, dude, why are
What do you mean this summer?
Huh?
What are you
It was
talking
this summer, and we went fishing. And one of my roommates,
Oh!
we were fishing, and it started
Yeah,
to
that was
rain.
this summer.
Eli had left his trunk open, so he goes, "Oh, can someone go close my trunk for me?" Because he'd I think he literally just got
Yeah.
Yeah, I left it
fish.
open because we were all pulling stuff from my trunk.
Yeah, and so he's like, "Oh, I just gotta, I'm about to, I keep feeling nibbling. Can you go close my trunk so I can, keep fishing?" And my roommate goes, "Oh yeah, I got it." He runs up and he was up there for quite a long time for just closing a trunk. He eventually comes back. I look backwards, up the path he came from, and he goes, "Well, I gotta go talk to Eli." I'm like, "What did you do?" And I'm like, "What'd you break on his car?" And he's like, I broke his rear window." I'm just like, "Oh, what?" And he's like, "I gotta go talk to Eli." So he walks off. I'm just like, "Yikes." So he walks up to Eli. And he goes, "So, your rear window is gone. It's broke." And you're just like, "What?"
I wasn't even mad, dude. I was like, okay, cool. I mean,
How the fuck?
And it was raining. No,
it hadn't started
Dude.
raining yet. It hadn't started
It
raining
was
yet.
sprinkling.
It was sprinkling, but that's why I told him to close the trunk.
And so
it hadn't broken out. It was shattered.
So-
it was still there.
it was still there, but it was shattered. And we went back up because we're like, all right, now we got to deal with this window before it rains. I'm like, I think we have some tarps or something like that. So we go and pack our stuff back up. And it turns out because for his rear window, the lip, it doesn't end at the trunk. There's a little bit of glass that hangs over the back.
Yep, over the rain drain.
Yeah. And he had left his vape in between the trunk and the window. And he didn't notice it when he closed the trunk. Just closed it like a normal trunk.
He didn't close it hard.
No, you just close it like you would normally close a trunk. And he closed it and it didn't close all the way. No, he just heard a pop. And he's like, uh-oh. Looks up, the whole window, he washed all
The spider web.
out. I'm just like, man, hearing that. So we load everything back up and we start driving off. He hits one bump.
No,
really?
this wasn't. I felt really bad about this because it was he had gotten in the car and shut his door and everything, and I was riding with him, and I shut my door just hard enough. As soon as I shut the door, the whole window just goes
went
into the
whole
back seat.
window. And me, bear in mind, me and my roommate were in his car behind him. And as soon as we were both in our car, and he was just, my roommate was sulking, and I was just sitting there what can I do to help? I'm gonna bring my tarps or whatever. And I see Kolten close his door, and the whole window just goes in. My roommate just looks up, and he's like, just complete and utter
Got
defeat.
so much worse.
Complete and utter defeat in his face.
And we drove. It was a couple miles back out of that lake.
That's
dude.
It was more than a couple miles, probably.
Yeah.
And it was a hell of a drive out, and it's bumpy. And I'm sitting here, we're leaving, and it's all gravel road. And his roommate behind him thought it'd be cool to try and drift a corner. And the e-brake got stuck, and he kept sliding. And I'm like, dude, he just went in the fucking ditch.
He did slide into the ditch. Yes, he did.
I was like, God, did we stop? I mean, I don't really want to, but do we stop?
Was that after it broke?
That was right after.
It was right after it broke. I was on the way out back to our house.
I think I was or I was like, you can cheer yourself up. Let's e-brake turn. And it doesn't have a handbrake. It's one of the pedal ones.
Oh no!
So he's he had to quickly push it and then push it again to release it. So he's like, don't to release the drift. And he clicks it in and misses it on misses the pedal trying to click it again. So he just keeps sliding off because it was wet too. And they got stuck in the mud in the ditch. And we all You
just rocked it out.
Yeah, we ended up pushing, right?
No, you didn't get out.
No, I think we just ended up.
Yeah, you were just
going back
you
and
did the
forth.
little.
Yeah.
There's one more story, and then we'll wrap this up. But it's kind of similar to what Eli and Jake did, but me and Eli were living in an apartment with Redneck, and me and Eli decided we want B-dubs.
Which we lived not even 5 minutes from
Yeah,
B-dubs.
not even. And mind you, I had a 4-wheel drive truck, and it was snowing its ass off. Like,
I think we had like 8 inches of snow
Yeah.
on the ground.
and that was all within like 4 hours.
Yeah.
And this was like, there's 6 inches of snow at this point. And they had plowed the highway, and we were like, fuck it. We're still going. So we leave. I somehow like perfectly Tokyo drift the intersection. All right.
And I straight up was like, dude, that was good.
Yeah, it was like it was a proud moment, and I was like, all right, not trying to do this again, but there's also I can see a massive snowdrift because the plows had come through, so it was at least 10 inches tall at the bottom of the on ramp to the highway, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to have a little bit of speed to get through this, otherwise we're just gonna get stuck. So I'm going down the auto ramp. I probably hit, 40?
Yeah, probably. 40,
Which is
50.
still 20 under the speed limit. And I smacked this snowdrift, and all of a sudden, like, as soon as I touch it, you just were floating. And the truck goes complete, like, slow motion. Like 180s backwards, and now we're drifting backwards on the highway, watching a semi come right at us. I'm like, shit! So I turn the wheel to the left, and the back of the truck goes this way, or you can't see, so it goes like the back of the truck goes left, and I quickly move the front of the wheel to the right, so it like corrects itself a little bit, and we kept sliding for 200, 300 feet.
Oh man, easily.
And 5 inches maybe from the guardrail on the side of the highway. Don't touch it. But we slide next to this guardrail for like 100 more feet and finally stop. So I have to drive all the way back up the on-ramp. But this
The
is
wrong
not-
direction.
The wrong direction. So I drive back up it, and this didn't deter us, so we turned around at the top of the ramp and went back to Vito.
That was some good fucking beat-ups. That was well deserved.
I got a real quick story here because it reminded me of on ramps. Because we were going to go see, it was me and 3 other people. We were going to go see a movie. And it was like dark out. It was like nighttime, and it's like we're in a small car, and we're driving, and we're like, oh, okay, we gotta get off here. This is the off ramp, So we start going off. We're driving down it, and they're like, oh, fuck, and the headlights coming straight at us. I'm like, shit, well, this is the on-ramp. We gotta forward and reverse and back all the way out from there. It was like, that was not good.
Oh, it happens.
Yeah.
How do you,
All right, boys.
You know what?
We are past an hour now.
That was a good one.
Although I will say, now that we are all in person, this went so much more like smoothly than it ever has before. So
Yeah.
hopefully the flow will get even better as we
And the quality.
Yeah, the quality will definitely get better. But thank you to everybody who has actually listened this far into the podcast.
You're a true gamer.
Yep. Remember to like, subscribe, and check out all of our socials. That will be linked in the description below. Thanks, and bye.
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 Have fun.
Call me Mr. Nitpick, a gamer with the quick wit. Always keep my shit lit. Welcome to the Nitwitz. Nitwitz, shit's lit. Get with the click quick. It's Nitwitz, bitch. It's Nitwitz Twitch.